before I start this video, I want to say this will be split into parts. So, like, beginning animation, editing, yada yada. So, in the description, I'll put where those certain points are so you don't have to skip the video and you're just gonna internally scream. What's going on, YouTube? So, today, we're doing a tutorial on how I animate my videos. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because a bunch of people are asking me for some reason, because the quality of my animation has increased lately. So let's get on with it. So really, the first step you want to do is go to test and you want to go in Roblox Studio first. Once you've entered Roblox Studio, go to test, and there's this thing called emulator. You want to click that. Now I already have it set up, but what you want to do is you want to go click this button here and go to HD 1080, which is basically gonna say it's gonna show 1080p on YouTube. And then for this thing, use actual resolution. All these other ones, they don't really work well, but this works just fine. Now, if your videos are appearing in 480p, this also shows how you can fix that. By the way, I use Movie Maker to use to animate my videos and edit them together. So if you have like Sunny Pro Vegas, you can just click off this video. But if you have Movie Maker, or you're looking for an editor that's free and easy to use Movie Maker. So let's continue. The very second step, or first, it really doesn't matter, is to choose a character for your animation. You will most likely use your own character. So if you already have a model of yourself, but you don't like it, well, just click play. This might take a while. See, there's my character, and you're just gonna copy your character and then paste into Workspace, and boom, your character's there. You didn't really have to do much. Now, remove the name, because I see a bunch of people in Animate who first start out animating. They sometimes forget to remove names, so always do that. And then second, you see this lock option. If you can't really control your character anymore, just click this little arrow past lock and then click unlock all, and boom, you can always click your character. Now, if you want more characters for your animation, you can do that. So we're gonna choose Starlux for this one. So we got our characters now, but you still have these default faces for Roblox that Roblox made, but you want to make your characters look goofy and stuff like that. So I'd recommend either using don't question those faces, those are my own faces. I'd recommend using either Notive's faces or iCan's faces or anything else. I'll just link them in the description. Now, you've spawned your faces into your character, but for some reason, they look like this. They're pixelated, and you wonder, how can I fix that? Well, just click your character, and then go and look at Explorer. Open an Explorer if you haven't, and then click the head. Now don't worry, this won't make the head disappear. Simply just click and hold it, and then drag it right onto, any hat. And now it looks really HD. Now let's get on to the animating part. So this is probably the second hardest thing to do out of this whole tutorial. But animation's pretty important because your character needs to move in very fast time frames. It can't just be 1 frame per second, because then it's just gonna look like this. So just don't do that. Simply just put multiple frames of either the arm raising up, and it's gonna look like this instead of this. That is very long, so don't do that. Now, you may use some random program to get your screenshots, but no. Roblox Studio has its own screenshot thing and video recorder, but don't use the video recorder, use the screenshot. So, I'm gonna just take a bunch of screenshots of my character raising his arm, and we're going to make it look very fast. So just simply take one screenshot, and then move an arm or something, and then take another, and then you move it again and take another, and you know there's a pattern that goes along with it. Now it's okay if you mess up in a screenshot, like you can see this rotation thing. Just simply do this thing over again, and really it does. If you may think, oh, that's probably gonna take forever now, though, don't worry. You don't have to restart that whole arm raising thing. Just simply do that one screenshot that you messed up on again, and nobody will really notice a difference. Alright, now we're gonna use Movie Maker. Now I already have it open because I'm editing this video right now, but I'm just gonna do another one. So open up Movie Maker, and to add in your screenshots, go to Add Photos and Videos, then go to Pictures, and then go to Roblox. And yeah, I already have a bunch of screenshots here. And then find your screenshots and just simply select them all. And then go to Edit, which is the Video Tools option, and they have the time frame for each frame. Now, each one is 7 seconds right now. That's the default one for Movie Maker. But you want this to look like pure animation. So I used to think that Movie Maker could only go to 0.10 seconds. So this is what 0.10 seconds looks like. That looks pretty bad. That more looks like stop motion. You want to kind of make it look like animation, but it's also stop motion and the same thing. So make it 0.05 or something like that. I use 0.05 because it's still good. See? Look what happened there. It actually looks good. Now, you can't go past, you can't do 0.0.1 because you can't go to that point. You can only go to 0.0.3. So this is what it looks like at 0.0.3. See? It's very fast. Like, very fast. Now, animating multiple things at once is pretty hard too. So say you want your character to go like this, but you also want, say, like a building to go like that. Now, you may think, well, that's not hard. All you gotta do is just keep doing the same things, just simply that. Just do it at the same time. Well, yes, but you also gotta keep a close eye on both of them to see if either one of them is selected like that or this one is selected. Now, if you make a mistake while animating, don't worry. Roblox also has an undo arrow. I'll show it right now because it's quite tiny and you can't really see it, but if you do see it, then good. It's right at the top where it says your game name. It also has a forward arrow too, just to, you know, go forward again. Now let's go into editing. This is probably the most hardest part. So let's say you have all your screenshots now, so just input them. Actually, no, wait, don't put all of them in Movie Maker. You gotta make sure that they're all at different time frames each time. If you want, like, say, one is like 0.50 seconds, while the next one will be 0.0.5 seconds. Pretend I already have all of my screenshots here in my folder, and now I have the first part. So you add sound. You have to add sound effects to your video. Otherwise, it's completely bland and just doesn't really. It's not great. Animation is great, but not the sound. So you're gonna add sound effects. Now, I have random sound effects in my downloads and stuff, so let's say punch, for example. Now, since it's quite quick, it's gonna look like this. So, we're gonna just put it. If you're gonna put it 1 second for a certain frame so that you can end off with that, then good. So, we got that part. Now, just add in the rest of your screenshots. Now, just get random sound effects, since I can't really name all the sound effects I have, because you can also use OBS for screen cap, like, you know, using to get the sound effects, because it has desktop audio. So you can just go to like a random site. I mean, not a random one, but something. So like this one, you can just use OBS to just like record this. You can also add visual effects. So at a certain part, if you wanted to say he gets your character gets betrayed by another character, and you want to add black and white, you can do that. But you can also have multiple effects at once by just clicking this. So it has multiple of them. So if we just add cyan tone, it doesn't look really anything. Mainly because there is no cyan tone. Now, once you have your screenshots and all the sound effects in place, and you think you've done a good job with the time frames and everything else, yeah, yada yada, you also have the camera shakes. Hopefully you guys did that too. You want to click Save Movie, but don't click it yet, because you're going to click the little arrow that below that says Save Movie, and then the arrow, and it says for high definition display. You want to click that so that it appears 1080 on YouTube. So I only tell you guys to do this because if it appears in 480p, some of my animations had it in 480p. I found a solution to it because, well, I'd recommend you guys do this. But if it works for you, then good. But if it doesn't, use for high definition display. And then it will have this load thing. We're just gonna, save it. Now it's going to take see, it took a short amount of time. Once it is done loading, it will show this window. It will say play and open folder. You want to do open folder. Then you want to go to YouTube. And then once you're on YouTube, you click upload video or on this thing. And you're at the loading screen. Go in pictures and then click what your drag your thing into here. Because if you just do it because only certain time, if you do it a wrong way, if you drop it, it's not going to work. But if you drag it, it will work. See? Now, I'm not going to actually upload it, but it should appear 1080p. If this tutorial didn't help you guys, I'm sorry. It's kind of lazy for me to make a good animation that's long, because it's a tutorial on how to make an animation. I hope this tutorial helped you guys. And also, by the way, Movie Maker is not the best editor. It's only for people starting out and wanting to make a good animation that's decent enough. Sony Pro Vegas comes after Movie Maker for very good animations and effects while the animation is happening. But Vegas is quite hard to understand, so don't worry. There are tutorials on Vegas and Movie Maker, but Movie Maker is quite easy to use, and anyone could learn it in probably about maybe a few days.